Hello, beautiful friends and book lovers. I hope that you are all doing well. If you're new here, welcome. You have found the spot for thriller book reviews and other genre book reviews, but thrillers are my fave. And today's drink of choice, I'm drinking it out of this cute cup that says Heather, but it is this Waterloo Ginger Citrus Twist. I tried this for the first time yesterday. Really good. I typically don't get Waterloo because I feel like they're a little bit more pricey than the other seltzers, but I love ginger anything. I just love ginger. And I also love citrus. So this is literally my perfect drink. It was made for me. Kidding. But it is delicious and definitely what I'm going to be drinking during this video, this review for 0 Days by Ruth Ware. You guys, I am so excited. Thank you so much, first off, to Simon & Schuster Audio for letting me listen to this insane, crazy mystery. I literally freaked out. I was so excited to just start it. And if you have been here for a minute, then you know my bookish relationship with Ruth Ware has always just been eh. I read The Woman in Cabin 10, didn't love it. I read In a Dark, Dark Wood, really didn't like that one. And there may have been another Ruth Ware book, I'm not sure. But she's not really like a go-to thriller author for me, which I know, it always sounds so crazy because people love her. I get it. I get it. I love Alice Feeney. I've never, ever, nor will I ever say a bad word about Alice Feeney because I love her. She's my favorite author. And that's how a lot of people are with Ruth Ware. So whenever I'm like, I don't know, I just don't love her books. They're just not I don't know. For me, people are always like, what? Oh my gosh. But I have turned a new leaf. I have gained more hope because this is a really good book. So just a little bit about this book. It is 368 pages, the hardcover edition. I listened to it for about 8 hours, but you guys know I like to listen to my audiobooks on super speed. My speed preference is anywhere from 1.5 to 1.8. So for me, I think in total it was 8 hours, which is a normal audiobook length for me. But I think the book is a little over 11 hours. So if you're someone who listens to it on the normal suggested speed, then you're looking at about 11 hours length. So this book also comes out June 20th. I am filming this on May 28th. So it comes out in about 3 weeks. And I don't know, I've said this in another video before where I'm I think this is going to be a book of the month choice. And then I was wrong. I think that was for a Rachel Hawkins book. I'm almost positive. But anyways, I think I'm almost confident this will be either a June pick for book of the month or add-on. If you're unfamiliar with book of the month, all of these books behind me with these little squares at the top are book of the month books. So it's a book buying subscription where for $16.99 you get to choose up to actually now 5 hardcover books, but it's basically they bill you $16.99 a month and you can choose a hardcover, which they typically retail anywhere from 25 to 35 bucks. You're saving about 10 bucks for a hardcover book, but then you can choose up to, I guess now, 4 other books for only 10 bucks. I just got that email. Typically in years past, it's only been books. It's only been 3. You could only get 3 books. So your book of the month choice, and then the 2 other books. So who knows, but I'm almost confident it's going to be a book of the month choice, but don't quote me on it. They just have had her other books in the past before. So if you're interested, I will leave my referral link in the description box below. And then if you go through me, I get a free book, which is sweet. This book took me about 5 days to listen to, which, I mean, you guys know I'm a mom, I have a toddler, that's pretty good. 5 days is pretty good. I am gonna go ahead and just tell you what the book is about. I'm gonna read the synopsis really quick. So if you're not interested, just flash forward a little bit if you want to go into it not knowing anything. But it says, an adrenaline-fueled thriller. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. I don't categorize this as a thriller. If anything, frog in my throat. If anything, I would say it's a suspenseful mystery, which I feel I've seen other places too. As a thriller lover, if I went into it with the mindset of like, this is going to be a thriller, I think I would have been bummed. So if you're anything like me, with like, you read a lot of thrillers, I would say this is probably like a suspenseful mystery. There's nothing really like, it's really suspenseful. It almost feels like you're watching like a James Bond movie, okay? Like it's suspenseful in that, like there's thrilling moments, but it's not like a thriller in my opinion. But anyways, it says, an adrenaline-fueled thriller that combines Mr. and Mrs. Smith with The Fugitive, about a woman in a race against time to clear her name and find her husband's murderer. Hired by companies to break into buildings and hack security systems, Jack and her husband Gabe are the best penetration specialists in the business. But after a routine assignment goes horribly wrong, Jack arrives home to find her husband dead. To add to her horror, the police are closing in on her as the suspect. Suddenly, on the run and quickly running out of options, Jack must decide who she can trust as she circles closer to the real killer in this unputdownable, and heart-pounding mystery. I agree with all of those amazing adjectives for this book. This is a really fun book to read. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like that synopsis, said it all. Like, it is a fugitive on the run story. Like, I said James Bond, but like, whatever. Like, you guys, I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's just like action-packed. As a reader, you're like, how is she going to get out of this one? Like, there are so many situations that Jack, our main character, is in, and you're like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that she's going to get out of this. And she, like, it's so good, you guys. It's such a fun read. Was the overall premise unique? For me, yes. I have not read another book like this. I felt like it was actually so much fun. It was way different from the two books that I've read from Ruth Ware before, where I feel like those also were categorized as thrillers, but like they had more of a thriller vibe. And I was kind of let down with just how those books, kind of panned out, especially like the endings. But this book, I don't know. I read somewhere, I want to say it was like Goodreads, but I always just read the synopsis of the book, which obviously Goodreads has as well. And I thought I saw a mystery somewhere. I don't know, whatever. But going into it, the mindset that it was like a suspenseful mystery versus thriller, I think like really kind of like set me up for success, words there, because I wasn't expecting like my usual thriller read. And it is just like, it is so fast paced and you are just hooked, and it's overall really, really good. So on my handy dandy rating scale, I am giving this an enjoyable read. It was really, really close to a 4. Go get this book now. But like star rating, I'm giving it a 4 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it. I was hooked. I think that like if you guys read it, you'd be like, you know what? That was like a good and fun read. Now, I will say a lot of you watching this are probably like huge Ruth Ware fans. So like you probably know a lot of her thrillers. I don't know. I'm like totally assuming, but I know that she obviously is a huge author in the thriller game. So I don't know how it's going to compare to her other books for you, but I really liked it. Like I said, it's a fun, like fugitive on the run. Like, how is she going to get out of this situation this time? And I feel like the ending wraps up nicely. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and get into the book chat for those of us who have read. So if you don't want to be spoiled, just click off this book now. I'm going to link a playlist up here if you want to check out some of my other thriller videos or just wrap up videos, whatever you fancy. But the rest of this will contain spoilers. So if you're new here, I would love if you could hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new bookish related video. But let's get chatting. Okay, so you guys know for the notes section, I just like, my eyes are usually glued down here. I'm really glad I read the synopsis. You guys know I typically don't read a book synopsis because I like to go into most books not knowing what like I'm expecting. Like, there is a massive hype for Fourth Wing right now, which I did order, but it has a massive delivery window. So who knows? I'm probably getting it like mid-July, but I have zero idea what that book is about other than like, apparently it has dragons in it. That's it. I feel like I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to know anything about it. But for this book, I did read the synopsis, and I'm glad that I did, because I feel like I was so confused those first like 2 chapters. I'm like, what is this? Like, I know the description said like it's like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like they're comparing it to, but I don't know. Reading that really helped me. About 30% of the way in, I wrote down, is it someone that Gabe trusted? Like, was he let into the house, although that broken fan like threw me off a little bit? Yeah, I don't know. That I was listening to that and I'm like, it had to have been somebody that he trusted. That scene when Cole kissed Jack, I was like, I just knew, I'm like, he's not a good guy. Like, he's not a good guy. This is his best friend's wife. She's clearly going through a lot. She's literally on the run. She has this huge injury. Like, why is he kissing her? So then I was starting to suspect him a little bit, but I didn't ever suspect that like douche of an ex-cop. I can't even remember his name. He was just like weird, but I was never like expecting it to be him. But I was definitely like had my eyes on Gabe. I was like, anyone who's like trying to kiss, like, what is happening? No. And then I had a further thought that like it was just confirmed with Cole when he was like, listen, like Caleb, or not Caleb, sorry, I think I meant Gabe. Isn't it Gabe? Have I been calling him Caleb this whole time? I'm pretty sure her husband's name was Gabe. Gabe got into some shady stuff, like they're gonna kill you now. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't trust you. Ever since you tried to kiss her, I do not trust you. I don't believe a word that you're saying. I just don't. And then I knew she wasn't that scene where she like thought she was texting her sister, but then her sister was like taking a while to respond, and plus using like emojis that she like typically wouldn't use. I thought she was texting the police. I never once thought that she was texting Cole. So that was like a really good twist. Okay, guys, seriously, in the rest of my notes, I've been saying Caleb. So maybe her husband's name is Caleb. I have no idea. I'm literally so sorry. Not sure. Okay, and then that scene with the douche ex-cop Jeff, how he was like, meet me, I'll bring whatever you need. Remember, I'm like, don't go, like it's totally an ambush. But then you find out that she was planning that with her sister Howell the whole time. So I thought that was actually kind of good. Like, that was a good twist. I was like, why is she like, she's got to like be walking into this knowing that like, it's not going to be good for her. And then of course, her being pregnant with his baby at the end, her dead husband's baby, not Cole's baby. I thought that was a sweet ending too, and I just thought it wrapped up nicely. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun reading this book. So please leave in the comments what you thought about this book. Did you enjoy reading it? And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.